Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for My Hero Academia episode 55. We start things off with Shoto, and I think I was saying previously last week's review how he was struggling to defeat these ninjas, and I said maybe this is because they know about his quirk, they know, and they prepared for it. But within this episode, we see just how strategic Shoto can be, I guess. Is really kind of hard to defeat an opponent on the fly, especially when they've prepared for you. But we see within this episode that Shoto used his surroundings to come up with a strategy to defeat these opponents and get through this first stage of the exam, despite, like I said, his opponent already knowing about you. That is really hard thing to do. And it is one of the things that I like about My Hero Academia, especially when it comes to the fights. It's not just I'm stronger than you, so I win. Strategy plays a big part, and we see Shoto do that within this episode and get through to the next stages of the exam, where he is now in the chilling area waiting for everybody else to pass. So everything involving Momo, Floppy, and Gyro, or Jiro, whatever way you pronounce the name, that is anime exclusive content. And I'm saying anime exclusive content because I don't think it's right to call it filler. Filler, when if not everyone, the majority, when you hear the word filler, you're thinking, ah. But what we got within this episode was enjoyable, and I just really liked it. And I think it's the payoff for what Eraserhead says at the end of the episode. The whole thing about the two leaders, everyone looking up to, I'm gonna say looking up to either Deku or Baku. They Razorhead also mentions that how that yeah, I don't want to say look up to, but they inspire the rest of their class, and we see within this episode that even though they're not there, they can still do that inspiring role for the class. And yeah, that's the payoff for, that's what I really see as the payoff for everything revolving Momo, Floppy, and Gyro within this episode. Because especially with Momo, where we see her thinking, oh my gosh, we're in a dire situation, what do I do now? And then we have her thinking about what would Shoto do, what would Ida do, and then the last person she thinks about is what Deku do, and that's when she starts to come up with that ideas. So I really like that as well, and because I don't know if it's because it was anime exclusive or simply because I was just really into it, where I was thinking, oh my gosh, how are they going to get out of this situation? This team that has trapped them here, they have really thought things through. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a way out. How are they going to get out of this situation? That's possibly because I knew it wasn't in the manga, so it just completely took me off guard. But I really did enjoy it, and that the leader, the tea drinking girl, had a very interesting quirk, IQ, very interesting quirk, where she would power up, her IQ would get higher the more that she drank tea. And yeah, she had a really good plan on her hands, good solid plan on her hands. But her downfall was she didn't expect Class A to come with the teamwork. And that's simply because she was willing to let her team lose. She said, yeah, I'm surprised that you guys came back. This is a everyone for themselves situation. Why did you guys come back? And that Class A don't roll like that. We a team. We we ride together. If we're not all gonna pass, then we all gonna fail kind of vibe. And yeah, that essentially is her downfall. And that made me think for a slight second, you dumb. You dumb. There's safety in numbers and all that. So you dumb. But I really did enjoy the anime exclusive stuff for this episode. So we go over to Deku and company. They make an appearance within this episode. Deku, Zero, Uravity, and we learn that Deku was like, yeah, my initial plan was we should restrain as a when we was a whole as a class. What my plan was, we restrain some people, gather the numbers so we can all pass, and then we all put the balls in. But and Deku also mentions now that there's only 3 of us, that is going to be harder to do. Yeah, that's going to be harder to do. And so we go into that within this episode. Deku said he's going to play the decoy, while Zero and Uravity restrain people so they can gather enough people so they can go through. He says he'll be the decoy because Uravity and Zero are have better quirks suited to restraining people. So that's why he's going to leave that off to them. So last thing to talk about within this episode as we hop over to Baku, where we find out he is not alone. He is with Red Riot and the Electric Guy. And now, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong about this. I don't think it was. If it was small, some minor spoiler if it wasn't stated in this episode, but I think it was. And Red Riot said that he went along with Baku because he didn't want Baku to be alone. I'm pretty sure that was said that it was, but it also follows the whole leadership thing that Eraserhead was mentioned at the end of the episode, where I don't know about the Electric Guy, but I know Red Riot is closer to Baku than he is with Deku, so that is why he followed him. I can see that there. But everything regarding of them is that Red Riot gets captured, saving Baku from an enemy, and now Baku and the Electric Guy, if he's going to participate, are now going to take on this enemy and obviously save Red Riot as well. So, like I said, I really enjoyed this episode. There was anime exclusive content, which was the majority of the episode, and I think this whole content makes the provisional license exam seem harder than it was, even if it's just one episode. We need some more anime exclusive content in this arc, I'm telling you. But yeah, it just makes the provisional license exam seem harder than it was in the manga so far. Probably we actually saw stuff that was off screen in the manga, so that's good as well. The payoff to what but especially that chunk of the episode was the payoff to what Eraserhead said at the end of the episode, especially for Momo. But you could argue that yeah, it was in there for Jiraiya and Floppy as well, and it's for those reasons it's getting a 4-star rating. Nothing's perfect in this world. Core review that goes, guys. I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.